Yeah, what up, YouTube Nation? So it was Black. I'm back. Or I'm not Black. Black. It's not school. Blacker. I'm here. I'm at home. I'm gonna go to Villanova on Sunday. So last week we gave you a Week 5 fantasy advice. So I'm about to just go over and tell you how we did Week 5, and then I'm gonna give you some predictions for Week 6. All right. Week 5 wasn't a very kind week to Black. He told you to start Stephen Ridley. He told you the wrong running back to start. Stephen Ridley got you 1 point. I don't know how many points Green Ellis got. I was just looking. I should have remembered. But Ridley was not the running back to start that week. You win some, you lose some. It was actually okay. That's weird. But it was actually Green Ellis. He also told you to start the Tampa Bay defense. And I agreed with him. I didn't say start them, but I said I thought they'd have a good game. The Tampa Bay lost 48-3. If you started Tampa Bay's defense, you got negative 6 points. I'm sorry. Yeah, who saw that coming? I didn't even know San Francisco could score 48 points in a game. I don't know. All right. He also told you to start with Andre Johnson's injuries, either Jacoby Jones, Kevin Walter, James Casey, or Owen Daniels. Kevin Walter got 14 points. So he was right there. I even said I wasn't sure about Kevin Walter. Jacoby Jones did nothing. James Casey did nothing. Owen Daniels got 8 points. So if you chose Walter or Daniels, you picked fine. Even though Daniels wasn't even the highest scoring tight end. The highest scoring tight end was Joel Salad Dreesen. He scored 17 points. All right, so now my predictions from Week 5. I told you to start Fred Jackson, and if you did, you're a fantasy genius. He got you 25 points versus the Eagles' defense. Yeah. Julio Jones got you 2 points. I told you to start Julio Jones. I mean, yeah, just don't listen to that one. I told you to drop Mike Williams. I'm not really paying attention to points because I didn't tell you start or bench. I just told you to drop him. And Matt Hasselbeck, I told you not to start him, but to pick him up. And he got 12 points versus the Pittsburgh defense. Now, here's Black's prediction. Well, that was Week 5. Now we're moving on to Week 6, and here's Black predictions. Black has finally joined the Cam Newton bandwagon. He says, Cam Newton, I have to admit, Newton is a pretty good, and I've finally been lured onto his bandwagon. He's a good QB to start as he faces the struggling Atlanta defense. He spelled Atlanta wrong, but that doesn't matter. All right. He also says start Roy Helu. The Eagles' front seven, particularly their linebacker core, are crap. This could be Helu's breakout game. He also spelled Helu wrong, but it's okay. I have something to say about that later. That's in my predictions. He told you to sit Cutler. Chicago's offensive line is the equivalent of the Eagles' run defense. The Bears will be facing the league leader in sacks and Jared Allen, who is also hungry for a new contract. You might want to pick up Minnesota's defense too. All right, so you got two predictions in one. So I'm assuming he's picking Minnesota to beat Chicago. He tells you to start Green Bay's defense. Look for them to shut out the league's worst offense. That would be the St. Louis Rams. He told you start the Cincinnati defense. Somehow, some way, they have the best defense in the league. They will be going against Curtis Payton and Larry Coates, who have yet to win a game this season. And then he stole one of my picks. He said start Ernest Graham. LeGarrette Blount is out for a few weeks. Graham is expected to take his place. So that's who you start. So, with him taking literally my Cincinnati and Ernest Graham ones, I have to really think. So here's my Week 6 predictions. Start Daniel Thomas. The Jets' run defense isn't what it was the last 3 years. I believe they're either dead last or oh, that's not what I want to do. I think the Jets' run defense is dead last, or they're like bottom 4 without it. I know they're at least bottom 4. About to go look. Hold up. I'm sorry. I mean, I should have been more prepared, but I didn't think about this. Where is Daniel Thomas? Here we go. Daniel Thomas. Jets. I'm about to just go to my fantasy team because this is blowing me right here. Fantasy football. What are they ranked? 28th. 28th ranked run defense. So, if you guys don't know, there's 32 teams, so that's not a good run D. Start Daniel Thomas. They're going to be at Miami's going to be at home. They're going to be looking to try to beat the Jets. This is a rivalry game for them. Look for them to. I think they're going to start off strong and just give it to Daniel Thomas. Daniel Thomas. All right, I'm going to contrast on Blacks. He said start Roy Helu. I'm getting intel and information that Ryan Torian will be starting. Whoever starts versus the Eagles, expect them to have a career game. If the Eagles somehow shut down the Redskins and win the game, I'm going to be a very happy person. You might be sad fantasy people, but I won't care because the Eagles would have finally won a game since St. Louis, which they should have lost anyways if Steven Jackson was there, but we're not going to talk about that. I say start Ryan Torian. He's also Mike Shanahan's favorite. So I expect Torian to get most of the carries. Expect a $110 rushing and a touchdown. All right. I'm telling you to start any Packers wide receiver, but especially Jordy Nelson. Think about this. All right. The St. Louis Rams have lost 3 corners, I believe. First off, the St. Louis Rams, let me give you their points to receivers every week. They gave up 22 points versus at Philly, 23 versus Giants, 41 versus Baltimore, and gave up 15 to Washington. Washington's not a particularly good passing team. That's why you saw so little. Wait a minute. Oh, they are. That's why you saw so little points. This week they faced the Green Bay Packers. Yes, they just came off a bye, so expect them to game plan. But I expect them to game plan for Greg Jennings. They're going to try to find a way to take Greg Jennings out of the game. They don't have the corners to cover Jordy Nelson, James Jones, Donald Driver, anybody. Frankly, I say start Jordy Nelson. He could go. Remember what Torrey Smith did to them in Week 3 with 3 touchdowns? Jordy Nelson. ESPN says he could do. They could do that. I'm not gonna take credit for that. Jordy Nelson can do the same exact thing. St. Louis has injured corners. They're starting the young Justin King from Penn State, who had an ACL injury a couple years ago, was untested. They signed Rod Hood. Eagles fan, you remember Rod Hood. Cardinals fans, Roderick Hood. They signed Roderick Hood to cover them. I'm going to tell you right now, Jordy Nelson is going to have a good game. Any Packers wide receiver is going to have a good game. Aaron Rodgers might go for, it's going to sound crazy, 505 touchdowns. That is an extreme possibility. The Rams aren't as bad on the run D, so don't be surprised if you see Aaron Rodgers put up astronomical numbers. If for some dumb reason you have Aaron Rodgers on the bench, please start him. Please, just because you're going to win. Unless you're facing me, you can bench him, please. But Jordy Nelson is a guy I say start. All right, I also say start Delone Carter versus Cincinnati, simply because he's going to be the Colts starting running back. I believe Adai's injured or something like that. Carter's going to be getting most of the carries. So I'm going to start him versus Cincinnati. I don't know, you can expect maybe 10 points. Don't expect anything ridiculous. Cincinnati actually has a really good defense, as Black said earlier. And for just anybody, don't start Julio Jones this week. He will not be playing. He's injured. I'm not trying to let you guys run into a little thing because I said start him any week. But you don't want to start him when he's injured because that's stupid. All right, so that's your week 6 fantasy advice. Stay thirsty, my friends. I don't always drink light beer, but when I do, I choose Dulce Keys. Can I get money for that? That's like a plug. Buy Dulce Keys because it's the most interesting man in the world. All right, I'll see you next week or something. I don't know. Bye.